Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. Welcome to your own channel AC Astro. And today we are here with very logical video, very mostly asked question about wealth. Actually, what the wealth means in birth chart. For this answer, let's welcome Akash Chauhanji from Calgary, Canada. He will further explain. Akash ji, Namaskar, Ram Ram.
Namaskar, Rohitji, Ram Ram. Exactly, Rohitji. The most asked question in any kind of consultation that I do, out of 100% only, 98% people are only asking about wealth and how to activate wealth in their birth chart, or how to get wealth, or when they will get wealth. Ruji, have you seen the pattern in everyone's life that wealth is not uh, for people who are in business? Yes, wealth comes suddenly, but for other people, wealth is comes every first of the month when they're supposed to get salary,
Salary. Mhm.
right? So wealth does not have any kind of significance with exact timing. Like that okay, it will come on fourth only, it will come on seventh only, it will come on first only. You have come into an agreement with someone, that's why you're getting wealth on first of every month. But when we come to astrology and we want to see the significator of wealth, yes, we want to see that who's my significator of wealth and how does my wealth come to me, how does it affect me, how much wealth will I accumulate, then the comes the bigger question. After a lot of research and after all the charts that I have seen, I have come to a conclusion after seeing many charts. It's not like I'm just saying that because I want to make a video. But after seeing many charts, I have come to the conclusion that activate the most important planet in your chart to get wealth, and that is the fifth lord. Only the fifth lord in your chart has the ability to give you wealth without what you say, even without promise in your chart. If your chart does not promise extreme wealth, also, still the fifth lord has the power to give you wealth if you ask for it. Very simple. When you want something from your father, you go and ask, right? Father, I want to buy a cycle. Mother, I want to buy candy. So you have to ask. Same way, activation. You have to ask the fifth lord to for money. Which I'll give you some explanation. Look at the chart here. This is the chart of a Kal Purush, and this is the chart which signifies houses and what kind of houses, what kind of what we say, what kind of significance each house has. Let's start with the first house. It is the Kendra and the Trikona as well, because it is both the Kendra as well as the Trikona. Okay, that means, secondly, if you see the second house, which is called the house of wealth, always house of wealth is second house, second house, second house. Look at it, it's Maraka and Apachaya house. That means it's a killer house. Second house is the house of wealth accumulation. We will talk about it in detail. Third house is the house, a cruel house. It's an Upchaya house. That means there can be a lot of improvement here. Fourth house is Kendra and Upchaya house, not an auspicious house. Fifth house, look at this. There is no affliction on the fifth house. Like the first house, fifth house is no affliction. It is Trikona. Sixth house, again a Dushtana cruel house. Seventh house is again Kendra plus a Maraka house. Eighth house is Dushtana, not a very good house. Ninth house again has no affliction. So first house is no affliction, fifth house is no affliction, ninth house is no affliction. 10th house is again Kendra and Upchaya house, 11th house is Cruel house, 12th house is Dushtana. So all the other houses have some kind of affliction, but only 1, 5, and 9 do not have any affliction. That's why the first house represents your self, personality, physical appearance, and overall well being. Whatever the situation it be, because the first house is not afflicted, so Lagna Lord will try the most. That means Lagna Lord is the most benefic Lord in your chart. Number one. Second benefic planet comes the fifth house. That is the house of creativity, intelligence, and children. Especially Rohitji. This house is associated with creativity, intellect, speculative gains, and children. And it is the house of joy and particularly significance for matter related to education. Now, Rohitji, unless and until you have any kind of education or any kind of, at least this is the house of brain, also fifth house. Unless and until you have brain education, you will not be able to make money. You inherit $100 million. If you don't have brain and the ability to make decisions, or be smart, you will lose all that 100 million and come on road, be homeless. That is what the fifth house is so important house. Ninth house, on the other hand, is the house of fortune. You know why? It says that this is the fortune that you have come with on this earth. It tells you that how much effort is required to achieve your goals or achieve your wealth, or there is no effort required. For some people, luck is so strong that they do not do anything and things start working for them. For some people, they do so much hard work but nothing works for them. So, Reggie, it is how your see, astrology is a very beautiful subject. Those people who are relying on astrology for only money and only that something or this planet will do bad for me, such kind of emotions or such kind of mindset those people have for astrology will never be able to understand astrology. The day you start understanding your houses and the owner of that houses, their placement, that is when you will be able to understand astrology as a whole. Okay, Rohitji. Here, when we go ahead, the fifth house, Rohitji. Now, here, let's look at the fifth house. So, first house is yourself. That means how much effort you can put, and you have all the confidence in the world by given by God to achieve money. Ninth house is your destiny. That okay, man. If my destiny allows, I will earn. But fifth house is open house. It's like giving you very good. If I tell you, it is for Lakshmi Sthana and refers to house associated with wealth and prosperity and abundance. Now, traditionally, everyone, if you see in astrology, will say, "Oh, second house is the Dhana Bhav." But the second house is the Dhana Bhav. It is the bhav of fixed asset. That means the bank balance that is there um, in your bank account, the the property that you already own. It does not mean uh, flowing wealth, especially through creative activities and creativity, speculative activities and creativity. Now, Ruji, unless and until you make an effort of making money, of making an action where you make money, you will not be able to make money, and that is where the fifth house comes. The fifth house is a very extremely important. Everyone note down their fifth house lord, because the next slide I'm going to be telling you how to activate your fifth house lord and how to make money through it. Once you know that you are putting a lot of effort to activate your fifth house lord, you will start making money. It's very simple. Fifth house lord is the money giving lord, man. I'll tell you how. Let's take an example, Rohitji. Here, let's take fifth house lord, that is sun. It's a Kalpurush Kundli. Fifth house is Leo, and the owner of Leo is sun. Let's see where it is placed. It is placed 11th from the fifth house. Count from the fifth house and count fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and you go like count from let's make the fifth house the first house. Count one, two, three, four, five, and go all the way till 11th. There is where sun is sitting in the third house. Now, what is third house? Third house is a house of hard work, house of effort, house of courage. Here, money will be earned through work done by personal interest. Like someone who thinks that I wanted to become a teacher, but I became an accountant. As soon as he enters into the profession of teaching, he will start making money.
I feel little disturbance in your audio.
Can you hear me now properly?
Yes, yes, I can hear you, but when you talk, then I feel little, noise around you.
1 second, I will change my. Now,
Please speak.
I'm saying the third house placement of Sun.
Little bit, not very much. No problem.
Yeah. Now, here, Roji's third house, if you see Sun, Sun is placed in the third house. That means 11th from the fifth house. Now, money earned will be through work done only by personal interest. That's what I was telling. That if you want to become if you wanted to always do teaching, or if your wish is to do teaching, this is
Hmm.
just an example. This does not. I have just taken an example of Sun be in a Kalpurush only. How for Aries ascendant people, basically, how the fifth house lord is placed.
Hmm.
Now, Ruji, here these people will be self-made. They will make money through their own effort. They will
Hmm.
make money through their personal interest, or they can come into partnership with siblings or friends and make money. This is how they will make money. Now, what we have to see here, how to activate this sun to give you more wealth in not in dasha and antardasha. So imagine the sun antardasha and dasha is not going on. Now, how do you activate it? First, we have to see sun is in Gemini here, right, Rohitji? And let's see the nakshatras that fall in Gemini. One is Mrigashara from 0 to 6.40, then Ardra 6 degrees 40 minutes to 20 degrees and 0 minutes, then Punarvasu, Gemini 20 degrees to Cancer 3 degrees 20 minutes. Okay, these are the three nakshatras here. The brilliant way to activate a planet is to activate the planet's nakshatra. Sun is already active, right? When nakshatras are not seen, that is where we want to go to the place where we cannot see things. This is astrology. Now, here, when we go ahead, see, I'll tell you. Identify the nakshatra of the sun here. And I'm just saying that only for as an example. You can just look at your fifth house lord, see where it is placed, and then activate it accordingly. Now, example, sun is in Mrigashara nakshatra at 4 degrees. That means it is where at the very beginning it has just entered Gemini and it is at 4 degrees at Mrigashara nakshatra. Now, the ruler of this nakshatra is Mars. Okay, we have to see the placement of Mars. That if Mars is not afflicted, because if the dispositor of this nakshatra is afflicted, then we have to also repair the dispositor so that you get more good results when you are activating the nakshatra. Now identify the symbol of the nakshatra. For example, here Mrigashara nakshatra symbol is deer head. Identify the animal of Mrigashara nakshatra. Here the animal is a reptile and that is female serpent, that is a nagin. Okay, Rohitji? Then identify the bird associated with this nakshatra, and that is a hen. Okay, and there is always a plant or a tree that is associated with all the nakshatras. And here for this nakshatra, it is khair tree. Okay, the wood of khair is very expensive. We used to make furniture also and a lot of many things. So this is a khair tree. If no one knows about it, you can Google and you will find out what is khair tree. So Reggie, we have identified these things. Now, how do we activate this nakshatra or any nakshatra? For example, you have identified Jupiter in Revati nakshatra. Then how do you activate that nakshatra? You have identified your fifth house lord is Moon and it is sitting in Rohini nakshatra. Your fifth house lord is what do you say? Saturn sitting in Dhanishta nakshatra. How do you activate it? So this is just an example which you can apply on your fifth house lord and which place that fifth house lord is sitting. Number one is you can see the symbol of this nakshatra is deer head. Now, Rohiji, this is not the earlier era where you can go and hunt deer and so many things. Now it is very prohibited. But in some ways, there are still lot of damru and lot of drums that are made out of deer skin only in an ethical way. There are industries that do ethical, like when a deer is by chance passes away naturally, they source out the skin and they make the damru, the drum. Keeping that drum at your home, near you, or at your workplace, or now if you just want to go in a very simple way, a small damru you get, Rohitji, very simple, very easily you will get damru. That also has the deer skin. If you can get that and keep it near you, extremely good. That will activate the nakshatra. That will activate sun in that nakshatra because you have already got something related to that nakshatra near you. Number one. Secondly, though that is if that is not possible at all, the simple way that nowadays we are in, modern astrology. If you look at, so we cannot carry a damru all the time, right, Rohiji? This is not how it works. But what we carry all the time is this cell phone. Make your wallpaper, the wallpaper of your cell phone, into mriga. That means into a deer. That will activate the nakshatra. Your energy is present near you. Thirdly, if that is not possible, Rohitji, then at least during the hora of sun. So every day if you go to Drik Panchang, you will see the hora, what hora is happening. So during the hora of sun on a Tuesday, because see, Mrigashara Nakshatra owner is who? Mars. On a Tuesday, during the hora of sun, you need to draw yourself a deer and color it with the sun's color, that is either orange or either yellow. That will also activate the nakshatra. It will this is the most tested way where it will activate the nakshatra in a bigger sense. If you have some wish that you need to achieve something, do this kind of activation and see your wish will come true. So this is one example. Secondly, now animal of Mrigashara. If we see female serpent, can we keep a snake at home? No, we cannot. But what we can do is, it is available, not so easily available, but available. That is the skin. The snake always removes its skin, Rohit. If that skin is sourced by any chance in India, you can get it very easily, very easily. And if you can just keep it in your locker or the place where you keep your safe or your money, that is how it will be activated. Thirdly, if we see, hen is the bird of this nakshatra. Now, if you start eating any kind of birds here, that is hen, or all these things that we eat like chicken and all, then you will never ever be able to make or accumulate wealth, because you are destroying that nakshatra. You're destroying the placement of sun. Sun is already in the nakshatra of Mars, which signifies hen, and you're eating hen. That means what is getting disturbed? Your fifth house lord, and that means your money will be destroyed. In fact, such people should work towards betterment of poultry. Make
Hmm.
sure they do some kind of activity where they help all these birds, to get free, or whatever they can do. And lastly, we see the plant, tree of Mrigashara, that is khair. Now,
Yeah.
khair tree is, I don't think so, it's a very common tree, but it is there. It is still found in India and many places in the world. At least nothing, but you can just get a small wood of khair tree, or make, you know, there are many innovative ways nowadays, Rohit. What people do is that they take the bark of the tree, they make it into a pendant, they put it, they
Hmm.
make it some kind of ornament, put it. So try to be creative, because your fifth house lord is the lord of creativity. It will give you that idea that how you need to be creative. So with your fifth house lord, any place, wherever it is sitting in whatever nakshatra, as soon as you activate it, your money starts following. And that is a, I have tested it and I am then telling you.
Hmm. For this chart, we can also say that if fifth house lord is in third house, so according to today's world, this person can also earn very good from social media because third house is social media.
Social media communication.
Hmm.
But for that, he will have to. If the only point is that, Rohiji, if sun is very weak, see, automatically this person, and if this example person will always get money, because sun is in the 11th house,
Hmm.
11th from the 5th house. But
Hmm.
still, Rohiji, for those people who have afflicted sun here, for example, if Saturn is aspecting or Rahu is sitting here with sun, then you need to give power to sun. How will
Hmm.
you get money otherwise?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, so Rohiji, this is how planets have to be looked at. And
But I
certain
think most of the people has this misconception that you know the money is seen from second house, but this is the right thing you tell, that that is accumulated wealth. This is not from where you get money. From where
this is
you get money is Lakshmi Sthan, fifth
second
house.
house is accumulated wealth, and everyone says money you get from the 11th house.
No.
11th house, you don't get money. 11th house, your desires become true. That means you say, I
Yes.
want to buy a helicopter. That your goal will become true. But money will still come from that opposite of 11th house. That just see
Fifth house.
7th house from 5th house.
Fifth
5th
house.
house is the most important house of Purva Punya. It always suggests and gives you the idea that what and where you have come from, what is your current status, and based on this lord, if
Hmm.
you start doing the work, you are like not even 10,000 lord Rohit. 10th house is karmastan, that means work that you have to do. But
Hmm.
fifth house is the source of the work, where you, the brain, the education. Rohit, we want to become an engineer, what do? We go into engineering school. Why? Because of the fifth house.
Hmm. Hmm.
You
Hmm.
want to be a doctor, that is the source of, that doctor becomes, or medical profession becomes the source of income for you. But
Hmm.
what is source of, but what is the source? The source is the fifth house, which put you to medical field. So understand that fifth house lord is the most extreme important lord in all time, in every place ever.
Hmm. I think 90% videos on social media is, telling this thing, that second house, 11th house. Now you have, did very good clarity that 11th house is a gains, your wishes that will come true. But again, fifth house is a source for that. And second house is accumulated wealth. Again, fifth house is a source for that. But nobody tells
Exactly.
these things.
Yes, you're right.
So
And look here,
actually,
one second, Rohitji. Look here. Again,
hmm,
look here. Look at the fifth house. It is out of affliction. Ninth house out of affliction. First house out of affliction. So
hmm,
now look at second house. It is a Maraka and Apchaya house. That means not a good house. Maraka, it is a killer house. Same way, 11th house, cruel house, Rohitji.
again Upchaya house.
Upchaya house. And why Upchaya house? Because it is sixth from the sixth. It
Hmm,
gives you problem. Do you know, if anyone comes to me and say I am trying to do partnership, will I get good results or no? How do I count it? You go to the 7,000, count five from it. One, two, three, four, five. It says that, oh, from partnership you will get gains. Why? Because it is fifth from the what do you say, uh, seventh house. You
hmm,
say ki, oh, I want to see if I can get some, do some good business with my siblings. I will say one, two, three, four, five. Let's see that if you can do anything business with your partnership. Let's count from the third house to the fifth from there, which will
hmm,
show you gains from your, or money that you can earn from your partnership or no. You will say,
hmm,
okay, I myself can do anything. Let's go to Lagna because you are the Lagna, and see from their fifth house.
hmm,
Ask people, ask that will be able to make good money in foreign country. Go to the eighth house. Okay, go to the eighth house and count five from there. That is the 12. You will then see that where is the eighth house lord, how is it placed. Then you will be able to say from everywhere. When you count five, you will see that what kind of income will you make. Just imagine. Just I'll tell you simple thing. Let's go to the 10th house, Kendra. Let's count 5 from 10. That means what will be the accumulation you will do from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second house, what,
second
how
house.
much you will earn from your career. So
Hmm,
Rohit, everything that you can see is fifth house, man. Fifth house is the most important house. That is what I want to bring to everyone's notice.
yes, fifth house is most important house, and people who don't know this fact before, and they were just roaming around the second and 11th house. So you are wrong. But where your fifth house lord is, in which nakshatra, how you can activate it? This is only for the one person. So what you can do is you can consult Akashji. You can send your details on the WhatsApp number or the mail ID given below. Ask Akashji where my fifth house lord is, in which nakshatra, what I can keep with me, so this nakshatra can be activated and I can make money. Very important. So, details on the screen. Anytime you can send your birth details, team will contact you and you will have a video consultation. Thank you, Akashji, very much for the thing which is which can clear the fog around the people about this wealth
I am
thing.
not saying anything out of the blue. It is there, like in front of everyone. It is not
But
like hidden.
nobody tells. Nobody tells.
Nobody tells.
I also roaming around the second and 11th house before this. Where is wealth? Where is wealth? But actually, that is the fifth house responsible for this. Thank you very much for this video, and I will request you to make one video next on the lottery income. This is what people also ask, because you just talked about eighth house and it clicked in my mind. So we will make one video on the lottery income. Are you fortunate? We will make this video on this. Thank you, Akashji. Thank you for this knowledge. We will meet you in some next video. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di. Om Namah Shivaya.